Hi, I'm Chris. I came to the Battle Creek event today. It was amazing. I was really hoping to connect with my grandmother, but my grandpa always has to have the last word. So he decided to make it very obvious that he was going to be talked about. He was first to come and made it very, immediately brought out about the military and hips and the J name, and him and my dad are both Jacks, and my dad works in an OR and he does a lot of hip replacements, and he was in the military, and my grandpa's brothers were in the military. Also, he brought up a lot of the music, giving a heads up about knowing about playing in parades and stuff, and I played all kinds of instruments growing up, and marching bands and symphonies, and just very hit home everything that he said. I mean, he was a one-liner and always had words of advice, and she even mentioned about him like giving out money all the time and saying, I don't know why I bothered to like tell you how to spend it because he was gone all the time, and that's how he was. He was always giving, and so never always gave to us before he would give to anyone else, even himself. So it was good to hear from him. And he had Alzheimer's too, so it was nice to hear from him because he didn't know who we were for the last few years. So it's nice to hear from him again.
Hi, my name is Christy Armand, and I attended Heather Hunter's spiritual healing today because I knew Heather from school, and my fiance died a sudden death, and I was hoping to have some sort of resolve or connection with him today. Heather was able to connect with my fiance on several different things. We have a daughter. He used to paint her fingernails and used to paint my toenails. And we had a thing for jelly beans. I love Jelly Bellies. So one day I came home from work and there was Jelly Bellies and rose petals all over my bed. About 2 days ago, I was looking on his Facebook page and noticed that he had a picture of me in the shower, and was pretty embarrassed about that, but it was interesting that Heather was able to hit on that since it was something that was so recent. In addition to that, there was things about, we spent our first 4th of July with our daughter, and our grandson, whom he was very close with. Heather mentioned about him touching our grandson on the shoulders and guiding him through. And I have pictures of when they first met each other, and my grandson actually placing his hands on him and saying goodbye to him. So, and he still asks about him, and he's only 4. So, also she said something about being Cherokee Indian, or Cherokee, and of course I'm Cherokee Indian, and we were just talking about that as we were walking in the door. She also said something about pet names, and I have like 80 to 100 letters where he calls me something different in every one. But the most important one is, as we were walking out of the funeral home, I kissed him on the forehead and I said, goodbye, Herman, I love you. And his name wasn't Herman, his name was Scott. But one day when we were golfing, he wrote that his name was Herman. And I said to him, I said, well, what is Herman? And he said, Herman. So, a couple of other things Heather was able to hit on is she brought up about a Coke bottle. And Scott was supposed to quit drinking, so he would hide whiskey inside with Coke into his Coke bottle. Not Pepsi, but Coke. So he veered off from his regular beer for that. Also, she brought up Mr. Roboto, and our song was by Styx. So, you know, I was kind of hesitant about, well, does that really connect, or is that relevant? She talked about keyboards, and I have pictures of him when he was 10 years old playing keyboards with great big huge sunglasses, and we were really, really into music. And there's a lot of other things that she touched on, like his sudden death and about his heart stopping. He had congestive heart failure, and he went on to visit some of his friends, and